Hi friends, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to answer the most asked question about Upwork, which is Upwork worth it in 2024? I'm going to answer this question from my close to decade experience as a freelancer on Upwork. The first thing that you need to know if you want to scale high on Upwork or become a successful freelancer on Upwork in any field is to have a niche. For instance, if you are a virtual assistant, you need to specify what niche. Do not freelance on Upwork as a general virtual assistant. And some of the niches could be: you are a virtual assistant who does social media management, you are a virtual assistant who deals with real estate companies, you are a virtual assistant who deals with transcription. Another niche could be a virtual assistant who deals with SEO. Also, it's not only virtual assistant, you can do anything on Upwork, from virtual assistant to graphic design to proposal writing to PR, anything. But just know, whichever field you choose, if it is graphic design, it's better you narrow down to a specific niche. If it is web development, it's important you narrow down to a specific niche, which could be maybe you design websites for e-commerce, or you are a web developer who is specialized in WordPress. Yeah, such kind of things. You have to go down, you break down your career or your line of freelancing to a specific niche. The second thing that you need to know about Upwork is there are tons and tons of jobs that are spams. And how do you know that a job is spam? If the client has posted a job and the account has not been verified, that is not a place you should be throwing your connects into. Another thing that you need to check is if this client has actually hired people. Because when you're scrolling through Upwork, when you're looking for gigs, you will find clients who have posted 20 jobs or 30 or 10 jobs and they have never hired, even though their account is verified. So if the history of that client is no higher, then that means it's a spam. You are less likely to be hired by that client. Another thing that you need to check, although this one now it's not a spam, a client could actually be hiring, but you need to check the percentage in which the client hires. The best percentage to go with is 80% and above, or maybe you can stick to 90% and above when you are starting. And this is important because it shows that there are high chances of your proposal being viewed and being hired. But if the client has a very low hiring rate, which is even below 50, others even have 38 or 28 or even 10%, I will not encourage you to apply for those jobs unless you just want to risk. Yeah. And the best clients actually to apply for jobs is the ones that have 100% hiring rate, because they will view your proposal. You'll even get an interview, and then maybe if you are lucky, you'll get hired. If not, you continue applying for more jobs. So to increase your chances of getting hired, you have to scrutinize the profile of the client. And another thing in that line is make sure that the job that you are applying has less than 5 proposals. Yeah, has less than 5 proposals, because you increase your high chances of getting hired by this client if they can view your application in their first page. Because on the client side, they normally see number 1 to 10, and then they can scroll to next. So there is a very little chance that the client will want to scroll to the next page. So they will normally assess the first 10, then shortlist and interview. So if a job has more than 10 proposals, I will not encourage you to apply to that job. Just keep refreshing your page and stay alert so that you can get the job that has minimal applicants. The third factor that you need to know about Upwork is you will spend money to get a job. or rather you'll spend money to apply for jobs on Upwork. And this is different because when I joined Upwork, that was 2015 when it had just started. It was Odesk. They used to give us 60 connects, and you used to apply one job, one connect, and those 60 connects were being issued every month. So we were not spending any money back then, but things changed with time. I think in the last 2 or 3 years, or even 4, they changed their policies. Now they are giving you connects, and then only 10 connects. They're only giving you 10 connects. And then another thing that has changed over time is the amount of connects that you need to apply for a job. Nowadays, minimum for a good job that meet all those qualifications I've mentioned earlier, it will not cost you less than 10 connects to apply for that job. So that means you will spend money to buy connects and apply. And it is not a guarantee that when you buy a lot of connects, you will get hired. This is why it is important for you to have a specific niche and search for specific clients. And the good thing with Upwork, you can filter whatever you want, whether it's hourly or fixed job, in that specific niche that you want. Even though once you filter, you may not see a recent post, but just be patient and stay online. Keep on refreshing that Upwork page and apply to that specific client that you want. So this is important so that you do not waste your connects applying for any other job that keeps on being posted, and you will also not compete fairly when you do not have a niche, especially if you have a general approach in your niche. Also, even if it's data science, you can be specialized in Power BI. Yeah, so find something within your area where you are passionate about and narrow down to a specific niche. And remember, you will have to spend money to apply for jobs on Upwork. There are things that I have not liked with Upwork as I have been freelancing and I still freelance on Upwork. Is Upwork are more strict to freelancers than it is to client. And what I mean is, for a freelancer, you could apply for many jobs. Actually, when you apply for many jobs, I'm not sure the amount, and you are a new freelancer, you apply for many jobs without being hired, they are more likely to suspend your account and tell you that you will receive an email telling you the jobs you have been applying, you have not been hired, something in that line. Then they suspend your account. Then they give you instruction on how to activate your account. But they don't do this for clients, because you can see someone has literally joined Upwork. A client has joined Upwork maybe 2 years ago. They have posted over 20 jobs. They have never hired, but the accounts are still active. So I feel like Upwork should also have strict measures to clients. If a client posts more than 5 jobs or 10, they should have a number. Without hiring, then they should also suspend that account. Another thing that I have not liked with Upwork is buying connects. Yeah, there is no way around it, but the fact that we have to buy connects so that we can apply for jobs on Upwork, I didn't like that factor. And then recently, they have also made it harder even for us freelancers. When you get a job invite from a client, you are still going to be charged connects equally to any other person who is applying. Before, when you get a job invite from a client, you used to apply with no charges. It used to be free, but now it's no longer free. And I feel like they should not have charged us for direct invites. I feel they should charge the client to send direct invites to freelancers. And with that, we'll be protected from spending on connects every now and then. And also for the clients, they will think about it before they invite freelancers, because there are jobs that you get invites and you find the client has invited over 30 people for that specific job. So it means that the clients are still enjoying the free services of Upwork, but for us freelancers, we still have to spend on connects even when you get a direct invite. Okay, another thing that I have not also liked with Upwork is how much freelancers can apply to one specific job. I don't know if it can be implemented, but I feel like Upwork should have a limit in how many people should apply for a specific job. Like if it reaches 30, when you click on it, it should just tell you can't apply, because you find a specific job has more than 50 proposals. Sometimes you can even try and especially jobs that are not specific to niche. You'll find more than 50 freelancers have applied for that job, and then if you save that job, you'll realize that even that client did not hire anyone out of all those applications. And remember, these proposals, you are sending them with connects that you bought. Yeah, so I feel like they should have a measure where once a job reaches a specific number of applications, it just cannot accept anymore. And then that makes us freelancers, it will save us from spending on connect, and also make us be quick, because one thing, if you want to succeed in Upwork, you have to be quick and apply. To be on the safer side, top 5. If you can manage to apply and you are top 5 applicant, then that one will increase your chance of getting hired or your proposal being reviewed. One thing that I love about Upwork is you will be paid. For freelancers, they have a secure payment plan or method, whether it's hourly or fixed. Provided the contract is active, you are going to be paid, because they have this escrow where the money is stored in the escrow. Once you finish your work, you submit, you prompt the client, then they approve, then the money comes on your side. So it's you cannot go unpaid on Upwork unless you work for a client who has not activated a contract. So this is very important. When you start freelancing on Upwork, do not start working until the contract has been activated. Also, if it is milestone, maybe it was 1 month milestone, once it's over and the other week the client still wants you to work, make sure you prompt them to activate a contract or that milestone so that you can start working. If you hear people saying they have worked on Upwork and they have not been paid, it is because they worked without a contract. Especially when you become familiar with your client, you are like, this client will pay me, and then you work for 1 month, you are used to it. So the other month they do not activate contract, you continue working, and then they bounce. Then there is nowhere you can get help from. So the safest way to deal or to work on Upwork is to make sure that a contract is active. Another benefit about freelancing on Upwork is you are in charge of setting your hourly rate and a fixed milestone on your Upwork. If you are an expert, you can set your price. If you are also starting, you can equally set your price. So it's not fixed. It's up to you now to convince the client that you are worth to be paid the amount that you want to be paid. But also remember, there are a lot of clients on Upwork. Actually, a lot of clients who come to look for freelancers on Upwork, they are looking for cheap labor. That is a factor that you need to understand. So if you are going, you want to start your journey on freelancing, do not expect to be paid a lot of money unless whatever you are offering is really less competitive and highly demanded skill. Yeah, so majority of the clients on Upwork, they are looking for cheap labor, or they are looking to save because they do not want to have that permanent employment. They just want to hire you on need basis, and when the tasks are completed, they close the contract. Yeah, but that does not mean you cannot make a lot of money on Upwork. Like I said when I started this video, is you need to have a specific niche. Once you specialize on a specific niche, then you'll be able to charge your clients more, because also clients want people who are experienced in their field. Like if it is law or a lawyer, they want a virtual assistant who has experience in a law firm, or even has an idea of how law works. that person is going to be paid higher than just a virtual assistant who does general administrative tasks. Also, a virtual assistant who is specialized in medical coding is going to be paid more by a medical agency or an insurance company because they already have that skill of medical coding. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, even though clients are looking for cheap labor on Upwork, that does not mean you cannot get paid a lot of money. You can if you specialize in a specific niche and sell yourself in that field. Another advantage that I've loved about Upwork is flexibility. Most of the clients on Upwork are very flexible. Even though we are in time different zones, most of them will give you tasks and then you can work on them when it's daytime on your end. And then also the flexibility that you can work from anywhere since it is remote. And another thing is you can decide when you want to take a break or when you want to take a break, you want to travel. You can just inform your clients, I'll be traveling such a date, and that will it. There is nothing to go like a bureaucracy, you have to approve this. No, if you want to take a break, you are tired, then you can always do that because it is flexible. And this makes freelancing on Upwork a very suitable side hustle for stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, students, or anyone who is also working 8 to 5 job looking for a side hustle, because you can get contracts that just need you to commit your 3 hours per week, which you can, or 5 or even 10. But there are also contracts on Upwork that want you full-time. So if you're a full-time freelancer, I would advise you to go for jobs that want full-time commitment, because that means you'll make more money, you'll be able to grow your account. And also another thing, when you are looking for jobs on Upwork, you can look for the ones also have contract to hire. This means the client just wants to assess you for a few months, let's say 3 months, and then they can hire you for a permanent position in their company. And that it's very advantageous. Why not? Because once you get a contract with a company, that means you have a stable source of income and you can be able to plan your income around your needs. If you have watched this video up to this far, then it means that you love my content. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video, and also feel free to share with anyone whom you think they can benefit from listening to this video. So finally, it's up to you to decide whether Upwork is worth it in 2024. I've discussed the advantages and the disadvantages and how my journey has been on Upwork, and what things on Upwork have felt like they need to be changed a little bit. But all in all, Upwork is an online platform. Be careful when you're applying jobs on Upwork. Make sure all the communications are done on Upwork, because there are clients who you will apply, they will respond, and then they will redirect you to other platforms like LinkedIn or even Slack or on email before they hire you on Upwork. So avoid those clients like a plague. If a client wants you to communicate outside, maybe it's WhatsApp, it's LinkedIn, or any other, or even Telegram, just tell them no. I prefer all the communication done here on Upwork until you are hired. Once you are hired and the contract is active, then fine, you can join their communication platforms, because others, they have functioning companies and they communicate on different platforms like Slack. Then you can be able to join their team space. But before your account or your contract is activated, do not communicate with the client outside Upwork. Even when you see jobs that say you to be qualified to be considered for this job, you need to send your resume on a specific email. They write it there in the job post. Do not do it. If you want to apply for that job, just apply it on Upwork and make sure all communications are done on Upwork. And do not forget, you should have a niche. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.